I think that there are a few things that contributed to our success. One is, frankly, we were early. So I think that to a certain extent we got there before a lot of other people. Honestly, I think we have good taste and that we write well. We are very consistent and diligent about structuring our headlines and our leads. We've also always put the ability to read Boing Boing however you want to read Boing Boing ahead of financial concerns. The internet and the PC are the world's most perfect and most powerful copying machine. Now, that said, the entertainment industry has spent the last 15 years or so pretending that this wasn't true. It would change just enough to benefit them and then stop. We have, since about 1995, had very widespread use of something called DRM, or Digital Rights Management Technology. As a technical idea, this has been proven to be bankrupt again and again. It's really about the basics of cryptography and security. The way that cryptography works is you take an encrypted file, a scrambled file, you take a cipher or a system for scrambling that file, and you take a key, and you combine them all, and out of it falls what we call the clear text, or the unencrypted file. The problem is that when you deliver the DVD player with the key to millions and millions of people, some of whom have a great deal of technological expertise, it's not really reasonable to expect that none of those people will figure out how to get the key out of the DVD player. Many of you will remember that last year there was an enormous mess, a kind of huge international scandal, because a fearsome hacker who named himself Muselix64, someone so frightening he called himself after a breakfast cereal, found a key for watching DVD HD movies on non-authorized players. So he could make his own player and he could watch the movie. The law doesn't say that it's illegal to take an American DVD to Europe and watch it, no more than it's illegal to get on a plane in Milan with a book and keep reading it, even after you cross the ocean and land in New York. But the business rule, the model built into the DVD, stopped him from doing it. So he took the key, this 128-bit number, kind of a string of digits about that long, and he started to share it around. The entertainment industry argued that this number was a trade secret, this 128-bit number, and that it had to be prevented from spreading any further, and that everyone had to forget this number. They had to take it off their t-shirts. The 2.5 million copies that Google had cached had to be removed, or they would be destroyed. Well, they weren't destroyed, but the number didn't go away.
SOFTPYRAMIDSEPORATE at daylight internationally fashioned like disease patent ALWAYS yes maybe no.
For starters, the fact that it's illegal to break DRM doesn't stop pirates. Pirates are already breaking the law. But what it does do is it makes it illegal to talk about the flaws in the security systems that are used in your own, that are used to protect content and that are used to restrict other kinds of access. It makes it illegal to discuss the mathematics of cryptography if that discussion could lead to breaking DRM. If you've come up with a security system that you can't think of any way of defeating, it doesn't mean that it's perfect. It just means that it's perfect in defending it against people dumber than you. And so the way that we do information security now is we publish everything we can about information security, all the details of the cipher, so that everyone can see how they work. And if a flaw emerges, it can be corrected quickly. Because otherwise, you end up like Hitler in his bunker, thinking that you're speaking in secret, when in fact, over in Bletchley Park, they're listening in on every word. copying is only what the internet did to warm itself up, to get started. What the internet can do is lower the cost of collaborating. And that really is the most age-old dream of humanity. Because when we collaborate, we do things that are literally superhuman. In 1937, a Nobel Prize-winning economist named Ronald Coase wrote a very important paper called The Nature of the Firm, in which he proposed that the central business of every group wasn't what the group was nominally for. You know, maybe it's a church, maybe it's a crime syndicate, maybe it's a government, maybe it's a corporation, maybe it's a family, maybe it's a cult, maybe it's a group of people trying to make a movie. That's not the most distinguishing characteristic of it, what it is they're doing. The most distinguishing characteristic of any group of people is how efficient they are at organizing their labor so that they all communicate and cooperate together. To think that operating systems were things that you need companies to do. Operating systems turn out not to be things that you need companies to do anymore. One of the most powerful and useful operating systems in the world, the GNU Linux operating system, was developed by groups of volunteers and individuals working for firms on essentially a non-market, non-economic basis. And they took all of that labor and emerged an operating system that's become the gold standard for servers and is fast becoming the standard for desktops and laptops. So the low cost of collaboration has given us 1 billion YouTube videos, blog posts, Flickr photos, Facebook status updates, and so on. And the most interesting thing about them is that most of them are shit. And what that means is that there's no idea so crazy now that we can't try it on the internet. Thomas J. Watson, the founder of IBM, once said, "To double your success rate, triple your failure rate." The internet has let us increase our failure rate by 1,000,000-fold without raising the cost of our successes. So there are models out there that work with the internet and not against it, that don't require that we cut off this amazing collaboration machine just to preserve last year's creaking entertainment industry. Businesses that find those models will win and win. Businesses that declare war on those models must fail. Thank you.